everybody, back to the channel. Jazeera K here speaking. Before I get into this, I just wanted to say Happy New Year. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, and I'm pumped and hyped for, bringing you guys amazing content this year. I do hope your year started off on a great note. Mine did. We were celebrating my baby's birthday, and I will be sharing that video later on in the month. Before I take it too far, I just wanted to thank you for joining us. This is, my channel about beauty, lifestyle, fashion, and travel, and everything else in between. And if you're a returning subscriber, what can I say? You are the MVP. Thank you again. So today we're going to be baking an origami cake. As you can see on the screen, this was just the process of making the cake and everything, and this part never really changes much. That's why actually going forward I'm going to just be segmenting the videos. Like, we'll do something strictly on prepping the cake batter, and then maybe we'll do something on layering and stuff like that. So I just rushed through this part without detail much because, for one, I did it in the previous video, and two, it's always going to be the same, so chances are we'll always be starting from the decor straight into it. Happy birthday to me. Just kidding, guys. I just came into my friend's. I'll switch that off later. I just literally came in. I had to go to the florist to get flowers for the cake. This is how they look. I got like an assortment, so I'll see about the arrangement. Both cakes are going to have flowers, and I'm making my cake and Simra's cake, baby Simra. So I'm going to just place this here. Okay. So I'm just going to get something to put these in. I always have to keep these in water so that they remain fresh, and you don't want them to wither, but flowers here never do that. Flowers here do not wither. So, but anyhow, I'm going to just get, literally you can put them in anything. And when I say anything, I mean anything. My friend is a pot hoarder, so we're going to put it in one of her pots because she has so many. So I'm going to just put some water in here. I use room temperature water. I never use hot or cold, so room temperature. Safina saucepan, thank you. Long live her. Also, guess what guys, sorry, my hijab, like, why won't it let me shine? Okay, maybe that's better, I don't know. Guys, if I've just walked in, how do I already have cake? My friends baked me cake, and I'm so proud of them. It means they've been paying attention. Anyway, I do not have much time to like blabber because, as you can see outside, it is nighttime and Jazz just walked in, so I'm late. I'm super late. It's time check 5:10, so I have to, you didn't even see, but it's 5:10, so I have to get started and finish these by hopefully 10 p.m. I do not know, because I do not know why my birthday cake always has so much softness, and I'm genuinely worried about the chocolate. I tend to always use chocolate too. I do not know why, but okay, so I'm gonna get you guys situated and let's get this show on the road. Cakes are already baked, so basically today we're just starting with a decor process and should be good. Enjoy this. mentioned, we're just layering the cakes up. There were two flavors that I did do for this cake. There was vanilla and chocolate. I will be sharing those recipes down the road as well. Like how I do my vanilla, it's pretty much a basic vanilla. The main difference between my cakes and other cakes that you find abroad is I do mine the way we do them back home. Ours are quite heavy, and by heavy I mean like they're thick, right? They're not light or spongy, so even when you're cutting into it, it's not going to be getting crumbs and everything everywhere. It will be like a clean cut because the cake is thick. The body of the cake is thick and it's heavy. That's the main thing that sets them apart, but otherwise I'll be happy to share the recipes as we go along into this cake baking thing. So I did layer up the 3 layers. Normally if I have 2 layers I'm working with, I'll either do 2 of each, and if there is one, of course, then I put that unique flavor in the middle. That way it creates a good aesthetic when the cake is cut. Just to let you know, the cake on the left, the 6-inch, was Simra's and the 8-inch was mine.
Battery got finished, but we back, we fresh. Let's do. Oh my god, my lens is dirty. Wow. Okay. So guys, another thing I always forgot to mention, when you put on your crumb coat, to know that the cake is ready, when you touch it, it should not, come off on your fingers. That's how you know, like, it's ready for you to add the second layer.
Please subscribe to the channel. It does help me a lot, and it will also help the algorithm of YouTube know that this video would be useful to somebody else out there, as well as my other videos. So do not forget to always like, feel free to comment, and make any video requests that you wish to see. I will be happy to provide them if there's something within my means.
is a piping bag. In simple terms, it pipes out the, you know, the design you're going to do. So this is our cake right now. This is our base. We put on pink. We're going to be doing 2 stripes, 2 colors, and they're going to be meeting here in the middle, and then we'll put the flower assortment there. So we got white, and then I was trying to mix like a nude pink, I guess, because remember we're going with that theme, like nude pinkish and brown. So if you want to get the icing in, you fold it on itself. And I learned this trick from it online, like you cup it around, you know, like you do your hand like this so that it sits in there. It's just this one is really small. Don't worry, my hands are sanitized, like they're clean. And I'm using a spoon. And you just put it over there, the same way you'd put like ice cream on a cone. And that's it. So the fact that this is a small piping bag, normally your hand would be like this and it will go in there. It's just I didn't need a big one because it's just going to be stripes. That's it. You know, once I've got everything there, I'm going to fold it back on itself. So I start to bring it up like that, right? Man, this piping bag is small. But you get the idea, right? The general idea. You just pull this up and the piping bag should come up. So normally it's not that much of a hassle. It should not be for you guys if you use this trick. It's just it has been for me because it's a small size piping bag. I don't think I'll be buying this size ever again. Clearly it's useless to my development. But that's it. Then you just push it down. And that's it. Before you put your design on the cake, you want to try and pipe somewhere on the side and see whether the icing is properly at the bottom. So I've got my hands messy from all this. I'm just going to wipe it away, paper towel, and sample somewhere, right? Or I'll use one of my metals or like the knife and I'd be like, is this going to come out right? Yeah, so that's how I want it to come out. Okay guys, so what's happening so far, this is how the cake is looking. And I went down with stripes of like the nude pink, like I mentioned, and white. They didn't turn out as well as I hope, but it's okay. That stuff happens. So we have, from the bouquet of flowers I showed you earlier, I've cut off the stalks. I've done this before, but I lost the footage, so now I have to explain it again. So this is called florist tape, and basically when you do this, it has stretch to it. You see that? The fact that it's tape and it's stretching. So you cut the rose off the stalk diagonally. Sorry, I feel like this is too bright. Yes, this is much better. So this is the rose we're going with. It's like a very light pink. So you rotate this around the stalk like so. I start there. I don't know if you'll see this, but and then I just keep going around. So as I'm going around, I'm going down, right? And the reason you put this is the tape is food safe, so it makes the flower food safe to insert into the cake. As you go down, you're pulling on it and stretching it, so that kind of stretch holds it in place. And when you're done, you just break it off. So I advise you go a little over the flower stalk. That way you're able to like not only pierce it in, but at least you're sure like nothing drips into the cake. Don't worry, nothing will drip into the cake. These flowers do not like sap. They do not pour saps. But that's the generic idea. I don't know if you get me. Sorry, my chair is sliding. And we'll do the same for these rose thingies, and they're going to go into the cake in the center, and that should be done. And then we'll start decorating the second cake, my cake. All right. I have a shy person here, just so you know. And I promise I'm going to report her, so I'm reporting her. She keeps pipping to make sure her forehead is not in the camera. So funny. Don't disturb me. Bring it to the camera yourself. Okay, so this is how the stocks are looking so far. And including these tiny ones, guys, you gotta cover everything, okay? You don't want to get sued. My mama. Who has a boo-boo simmer?
Boo-boo where?
Where? But because of your nut, who gave Simra boo boo boo? How long was the Simra boo? Okay, who's up today? Might be that. Who gave Simra boo boo?
Birthday.
Eh? Who gave my baby boo boo? Who?
Simra for? Simra for our table. Sorry, you are fine. Okay?
Okay, so I'm just going to be placing this in and figuring out, like I normally just go with the flow. First of all, always pick a front of your cake. The front is going to be the side that looks pretty. And the back will be the side that looks gross, okay? That where you made mistakes, like, for example, this is my back. So I'll go with this as the front around here because everything here looks like a straight line. Okay, so I'm going to start on working on the second cake. I'm going to start with the paper and I'll just measure. So the cake ends about here. And I'll just mark that. And you want to be as straight as possible. If you do not trust your line cutting like me, then you might want to. Okay, I made sure it's a little above just in case, so that I have room to, like, you know, for error. And then I'm going to use a ribbon to measure around, and then I'll find out just what length I need. So this is the only ribbon I have on hand. Actually, my friend has on hand. She loves bling, you know, like a problem. Are there people who have random ribbon laying around their houses that is this color? Safina does. Safina does. Anyway, so I'm going to measure this around the cake because I want to know the circumference and see where to end. So okay, I'm bringing it up to here. So now that I know that I'm bringing it up to here, okay, so now I've just cut here as well, and now I'm going to cut crossways. I'm right-handed, so I just gotta go this way. So I'm just basically wrapping this around the cake just to, you know, gauge if I have the right circumference, and I do. And the height is about exactly where I want it, so that should be fine as well. It's just this middle part is a little higher, and every time I try to cut it, it's a menace. So let's just go with the flow. The whole point is you need something like this, period. So I'm going to just put the excess chart away. I bought a big chart because, well, for one, it was cheap. It was 59 cents, plus I wasn't sure I was going to do this perfectly the first try, so yeah. Anywho, so now before I do the pattern in here, I'm going to put parchment. I'm going to attach parchment. I failed to get double-sided tape. So I'm going in with glue, and it's okay because the glue is to attach the paper onto this, so technically it's not going to be like in the cake or whatever. Should be fine. Always be mindful of the materials you're using. You want to be as food safe as possible because, you know, anything can happen. Anything not pretty. We're going to attach these, and then we're going to fold the design, the origami, and then the chocolate is going to be poured here. I haven't melted the chocolate yet because I need to get this down first, because if this part fails, everything else is useless, literally. So, I have to draw the lines first though on this, because parchment is see-through. Like, even if you have like something behind the parchment, I'll be able to see the lines. I do not know how this keeps happening to me, but I keep talking when it's done recording. Anyhow.
I did a voiceover for this part because I was having a hard time concentrating and speaking at the same time. So the tutorials I watched online, people did measure out their, you know, the paper they were working with. I did not do that much because I knew the size of the pleats that I wanted, you know, the origami structure. Like, I wanted it to not be larger than 1 inch for each. So what I did, I measured 1 inch apart on either side. And then you will see me go ahead, draw lines to connect this. You connect the line from the one you marked on the other side to the one you marked on this side. Once that is done, you go ahead and connect from one corner to the other. So it's like you're creating, I don't know if you can see that in the pencil. So after you draw the lines, then you connect from corner to corner, from corner to corner, and then it's now going to create as if triangles. Then you go in and fold along each line. Actually, truth be told, at first I was doing it wrong. And then I was like, why is my paper not looking like the guy on TV? So I went ahead and did it again and started exactly following as he did it on my screen. So actually, if you see here, the easiest trick in the book, if you want to cheat the exams, I'll just give you a shortcut. All the diagonals face down and all the straight lines that you drew through that are parallel will be facing up. So let's say you fold all those up, but every time you get to a diagonal, you fold downwards. And you will see here what I'm saying. Also, another thing I noticed, guys, it's very critical the kind of paper you use. You cannot use regular paper for this because it will not hold shape, that's for one. And even if it does, the moment you pour the chocolate onto it, the paper is literally going to be as if straightening out because of the weight of the chocolate. It doesn't matter how light your chocolate is, even if you whipped it or whatever, it will still straighten out. Which brings me to, my next tip. Because I learned from my mistake. When I went into the store, I touched cardstock, right? All the videos I had watched, they used cardstock. And I was like, this paper is soft. It almost feels like, the regular A4 size kind of paper we use. So I ended up going in for the chart. And the chart turned out to be so hard to work with, especially the corners, like getting them definitive. But otherwise, I think cardstock would have worked okay. So cardstock is kind of in between the chart and the material of regular paper. It's kind of soft, but not so soft. And it's kind of hard, but not so hard. So last but not least, in my opinion, the best thing that could be used for this is acetate. I did watch a tutorial or two using acetate. The hard part on acetate is folding it up. It's something that's clear. It's like a polythene, but it's not because it's hard. The reason I believe it would be best is because it's smooth already. So once you're done, the origami chocolate shape will be so smooth at the end, for starters. And also the air bubbles, would probably be less. But I've realized there's so many things you could do that end up bringing this air bubble situation. So that's another lesson.
Apparently when you fold this, it shortens, as you can see. I started with something about yay long and now it's yay short. So basically, if I'm to put this around my cake right now, it would be like almost half of it. So I'm just gonna make something else as well and we should be good to go. The part that I have been dreading is here, guys. My past experiences with chocolate are not good. I'm not even going to lie, like it's horrible. It makes me miserable. It's a bully. Chocolate is a bully. Brown chocolate, white chocolate, molding chocolate. Actually, until I discovered molding chocolate, it was a bad terrain, but still since molding chocolate, things have not been so bad. In the meantime, guess how much this chocolate is? It is 1 pound and it is $14 just for 1 pound because it is original premium Belgian special something. So all I know is it's quite pricey. So I should have used entirely just this chocolate, but I was like, heck no. So this is 2 pounds and this is $2, you can imagine. So I'm just going to be mixing around and I'm trying to achieve a nude pink. So I got some some pink wafers as well. They're molding wafers. And these are dark chocolate to balance the sugar, and also for the color, because to achieve nude pink, I'll have to add brown, right? I might as well add brown chocolate instead of brown coloring. That's another thing. I learned that with my molding chocolate, when I add water, milk, or whatever, it seizes, like it just breaks apart. I do not know, it becomes a mess. So I just literally put it in the microwave. I warm it a bit and then I come and stir it up and the wafers melt and I work with it, whatever I'm doing. So we needed to be able to sit in here and lift this and attach it. So I'm going to melt it, but not so much, right? Because I want it to remain pasty. The other option is also just letting it, become runny, because that's when it's smooth. And then I pop it in the fridge for like 1 minute to cool the temperature. Actually 1 minute is a lot because molding chocolate freezes so fast. So cool it down real fast, but just enough so that it can still pour into this. So, man, the things we do. here's where we're at. Look at him, camera, it looks pink. You guys, this thing looks pink, but it's actually more brown. I don't know why it appears pink. Because see the difference? I don't know if you'll be able to spot it. Yeah, this is pink. So this is nude brown. I'm trying to arrive at nude pink. Kind of. I don't know, I think I'm there. Maybe I need more pink, I'm not sure, but anyway, this is where we are. So you see, this is too runny. Definitely if I pour it over the, you know, the origami structures, it's going to, you know, run over and just, you know, pull over onto the surface. So I need to let it set a bit. I just need this to set a bit, which it should not take long, because you notice now it's not even running as much. So yeah, should be there shortly. So there's all these air spaces in here, and I'm going to just go ahead placing a knife in hot water and going over them just to smooth it over, and then I'm going to cover this side with buttercream and we should be good to go. So this is you know, this exact what do they call it, chocolate, like that we had left over. We made sure we saved some because we knew we'd need it for this part. And then also, if you notice that this side it is raised, we're going to be cutting off this whole part just to make the cake leveled. I'm right-handed, see my hair start down like it dip in the side.
I just wanted to take this opportunity to apologize that we were not able to shoot, you know, the part where I get the chocolate in, because it was like getting the temperature, regulating it was so hard, right? It was like so runny. So I had to do it by the fridge, but then at the same time, it was freezing up so fast. So we had to do a lot of back and forth. We literally had nowhere to place the camera. And we needed both hands to keep holding this thing, right, where the chocolate was, the origami sheet. So it was a mess. It was a mess, but basically pretty much unwrapping it in the morning. That's how it turned out. And as you can see here, I'm just flattening out the top surface. And once that was done, I got buttercream onto it. And all that was left was flowers and calling it a day. By the way, this was the morning of the birthday. I did this first thing before I got into the cooking with my friend. Like, she was already cooking some of the dishes, and I just joined her afterwards. Oh, and the other thing about using acetate, you will be able to reuse it if ever you're going to do an origami cake again. In my personal experience, I did not think this is a cake I'd be doing again unless somebody was paying me a good $1,000. Because the hustle is real, guys. It's just too much hustle. Yo. The previous night, I had finished Simra's cake, right? The 6-inch. And in the morning, I was finishing mine, but I was cutting flowers again, which means I did leave the flowers in water that were unused. I did not tamper with them because that helped me keep them fresh. I wrapped them in my florist tape, and they were good to go to insert into the cake once it was done being smeared in buttercream. have arrived at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you stuck it out till now, that is how we origami this stuff up, okay? I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody that, you know, helped make my birthday arrangements a success. I cannot just express my gratitude enough. Also, welcome to the new year, everybody. I pray that Almighty gets us through this one smoothly. Have you subscribed? Meanwhile, have you subscribed? Please do scroll below, tap the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I post a new video. I will be so grateful. Otherwise, have yourselves a lovely, lovely week.